I was used to install some mod chips on some PS2. I never had mod an 80K console, but there are some friends that have told to me that if I try to install a mod chip on a PS2, it will stop to load every PS1 game. It doesn't
Yeah,
matter if
that
it's
is
an
true.
original copy or a backup. So that's the reason why I don't buy a 90K PS2 with a mod chip.
Yeah, that's true.
77 and 79 consoles is still loading the PS1 games with a mod chip, but if I remember correctly, the 90K consoles doesn't read even the original ones.
Yeah, if you get
I
the
just don't mess with modding.
yeah, don't. If you get the Modbo 4.0, which is probably what those PS2s have chipped in them, it makes it so it can play PAL and JAP, but it can only play PS2 games, I'm pretty sure. Can't read originals and
Uh,
backups as well. It'll be able to read
and
backups.
well,
What
if
the
it's
fuck, Crash?
Modbo, because Modbo it's a clone from Matrix. If you get Matrix, I think that you can play the original and backup PS1 games on 90K, but I'm not sure since the Matrix mod chip are a little hard to find and Modbo are more cheapest. Since in Mexico there's the to the laws, it doesn't matter to the police if you install that shit on sell backup games. So I know some shit about that stuff, but that's another story that I don't want to tell on this moment. Yeah, Bill, but which PS2 do you have? Because the only problem that I got with the mod chip are on the 90K consoles. They stopped to read the original PS1 games and also the backup ones. The other models, the other fat and slim models, will read the PS1 games.
Yeah, it's different on older models. It's much easier to mod chip the older models for region stuff. There's a lot more options.
But well, if I don't find a 90K without a mod chip, I think that I will repair a 79K console that I have. I only need to get the laser. It doesn't have a mod chip, and I need to fix that shit in order that it doesn't scratch my discs, as my 77K with a mod chip do.
Still salty about the death in Tomb Raider like 3 runs ago.
Wait, Roach got a world record improvement? That's, that's
Yeah, he got it earlier yesterday, I think. It was like a 2-second PB.
But a PV is a PV, and more if it's a world
Actually, it
record
might have been a one.
improvement.
Might have been a one. Might have been a. Yeah, it's like 2 to 1 second. Yeah.
Rico, do you feel that sub 1 hour with loads on NSA crash to any person it's possible on a regular PS4 with an HDD?
I don't know. It would be very tight, but at the same time, Stu and I both agreed that we thought the limit was 102, and my sum of best is now a high 101. So, I feel like it might be possible.
Well, I just need to find a new...
You never know when we're gonna. You never know when we're gonna find something that's gonna like save a shit ton of time.
That's the best thing on a speedrunner. Under speedrunning, you will never know what shit is...
I think the one that has like the almost guaranteed chance of being possible of sub 1 is probably Crash 1. I don't know if it's like guaranteed, but it's like it has the best chance of being sub 1 on a standard PS4.
Well, from NSA...
Because it's at a 101 right now, I think, and there's still plenty of time to save.
101, I'm gonna check this.
I think it is.
Yeah, 101 on a standard PS4 with an HDD.
Yeah, Cam and Depp both have 101s.
I have started to think, and maybe it's possible in Crash 2, or maybe not on Crash
Might
3.
be. My goal in Crash 2 right now is 101. Crash 3 I don't think will hit the
But,
sub 1 loadless, or with loads.
but well, since Crash 2 is the last run game on NST, I think that thanks to that, it's not possible to define if a sub 1 hour with loads will be
Yeah.
possible. Thanks to that.
It's hard to say how optimized Crash 2 NST is when I'm the only person pushing it.
Believe me that if I got my PS4, I will try to push it too. I need to get a better PB than Chris.
Yeah, we're talking about standard PS4 build. Like, on PS4 Pro, like, all sub 1 hour is, like, easily possible on every single game.
Easy peasy lemon squeezy.
Like, estimating if my Crash 2 world record was on a PS4 Pro, it would be a 59:42 about.
So 1 hour.
Maybe even maybe even it would be like a 50. It'd be like a 59. It could even be a 58. I don't see Chris pushing much farther, given his current
And
state of abilities. Like, his Crash 3, I think, is reaching its limit. His Crash 2, I think, is near its limit. And if his Crash 2 is not near its limit, then I need to push Crash 2 even fucking harder. And then his Crash 1, I think, is the one where he still has a lot of room to improve, but that's because mine also has a lot of room to improve. Chris just does runs on stream. That's all he does.
if somebody got on a standard PS4 with an HDD a sub 1 hour and 1 minute PB with loads, that will be me. Just if I got a PS4 working.
He gets flamed by TGE, yeah.
Timed out for 600 seconds.
Or I don't know. Maybe I will try to get a PS4 Slim and I will use an SSD on it, but I'm not sure if it will be worth it.
I don't know.
Man, getting a PS4 Pro in Mexico, it's like if you buy two on the United States. And I don't wanna wander in other countries. That's because the PS4 Pro is not distributed officially by Sony in Mexico. That's the big problem. I don't know.
And yeah, Bill, the situation's fucking hilarious
Getting a
between Chris and the gaming expert. It amuses the fuck out of me.
Same.
Like, just when I was explaining to the gaming expert, like, all the stuff that Chris doesn't do in Crash 2, and I just knew in the back of my head, this is gonna come up tomorrow, I fucking know it. Like, knowing gaming expert and just the way he acts, like, I knew that it was going to be brought up.
He has no grasp on how to be a social human.
Yeah. And this is like, oh, more memes for us.
Yeah.
Who is the gaming expert? I have saw him, but I don't catch him.
Stream monster, more or less.
He's going for a 108 in Crash 2 Hundo.
That's how you know he's a stream monster.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Now, there was one guy in Chris's chat, I think I mentioned this in the three-way chat between Yumi and White Paws, that was saying, like, oh yeah, all the Crash 1 runners are doing boulders, like, slowly.
Oh,
and I was like, bitch? I was like, bitch?
Right.
Why don't you get a 48?
Yeah, it's like the people on White Paws is GDQ run.
Yeah.
Saying you can
Submit a run and then, like, I'll decide whether or not I should listen to you. Like, it's not even just, like, the whole, like, people who don't run can't give suggestions. It's the way he was, like, saying it, like, oh yeah, they're decisively doing this wrong.
Yeah.
Like, don't do that if you don't do runs. That comes off as real assholeish and you look super ignorant.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have problems with people asking questions if, like,
Oh, yeah.
maybe this is faster, but, like, no, like, don't state what you think is fact.
Yeah, like, I'll answer people's questions all the time, but someone
Yeah.
tries to tell me what's faster and it...
Someone straight up asked me why I picked up the crystal, and I was like, well, this guy obviously has never watched gameplay of Crash Bandicoot whatsoever, so I'm gonna answer this question.
Yeah. Yeah, I think
I was like, oh yeah, I need to grab those.
Yeah, I think I've been asked, like, what's the objective of the game with stuff I've been running.
Yeah.
Which I think it's kind of funny that someone's first experience seeing a game would be in a Twitch stream.
Yeah.
Don't know how they'd find it.
Laughed kind of hard when you read Chris saying that TGE was backseating because he said every runner is more consistent than you at X. Yeah, man. Imagine a world where stating fact is backseat gaming. Because, like, as rude as it is to say that to Chris's face, it is also true. Like, a lot of like the more intricate tricks that aren't even that difficult. They're just trickier than the basic shit. Like, Chris is not consistent at it. Chris is not consistent at the Brio skip in Crash 1, which is free as fuck. He's not consistent on Mach Tornado. That's why he doesn't use it. He's not consistent at Road to Ruin Jump, which is honestly probably the hardest thing to be consistent at. But, like, in terms of things we actually use, it's probably the hardest thing to be consistent at. But even then, if you practice it enough, it's not hard to have, like, at least a 70% rate of consistency at it. I can fairly frequently get Road to Ruin Jump on my first try.
Would you believe me, guys, if I told you that there in this moment there's an aftershock and I still being on my bed and I am too lazy to get out of my house?
Well, the circumstance.
I believe you, but yeah, depending on circumstance, that could be concerning.
Okay,
Oh,
this shit is
course.
going a little bit harder, so I think that I'm gonna get out of my house.
Alright, be safe.
Be safe.
Thanks, dude. I will be right back in a moment.
Alright.
Yeah, I can see it starting with 105. Yeah, Chris is routing in 105. I'm wondering if, like, he got that from somebody or, like, he made it himself for the original.
Hello?
OG 105.
Yo, Roach, thanks for the host. Yeah. Because I got my route from him because he was the most recent person doing 105 with an actual route. And then after, and even then, like, looking at it, I was like, why does he do it like this in many spots? And then eventually I just said, fuck it, and stopped using splits.
Yeah, like, there's... Having IL splits in 105 just doesn't work.
You choked the 20-second on Cortex, rip.
Okay, I'm back. Everything is safe, I guess.
Alright,
Hey.
that's good. No, that sucks to hear, Roach.
Look at 20 seconds on Cortex. Ouch, that hurts.
Sorry to hear that.
And now the actual world record holder.
Oh, his route came from. Oh, his route came from Jack. Funny thing is that Jack's route was one that I was specifically avoiding because of how old it was.
Yeah, it's from like 2014 or something. It's
Yeah.
pretty bad.
I was like, who's has a route from like the past year, and it was literally only Chris. I was like, I guess I'll take Chris's.
I don't think Jack's route even does high time one cycle because it has 3 visits to it. Or no, not it doesn't have 3 visits to it. It just lists both gems on the first visit. Yeah, his route's pretty bad. Decent starting point, but
I haven't actually watched him do an NST 105 run, but I've heard that that route's like absolutely fucking terrible.
Talking about Crash 3, I don't know if I will try to make a new NST any person run of it. Or maybe I would try to
I should start doing Tomb Time after Hang 'em High again. I do lose some time by not going for this invincibility. I think that's what J-Hob said. Yeah. I eventually just stopped using a route in 105 because I trusted my ability to freeball it. And like I think I do a pretty decent job of freeballing it. especially considering I have almost no knowledge of 105.
Yeah, it's honestly nicer because then you can do whatever level you want based on your masks.
Yeah.
Like, I literally see
And-
people who lose their masks before they go into Warp 2 and they'll still do G-Wiz first. Just because their splits say so, they won't even skip it.
Honestly, for Crash 2 NST any percent, I should use boss splits just because doing Warp 5 in the correct order relies on a lot of things going correctly. So, like, it would be better for me to just do boss splits because I almost always just skip to the end of Warp 5. But I like having a more accurate sum of best.
Yeah. I stopped caring about Sob and Crash 3. 105.
Oh, hey, Boom Fan. Yeah, the reason I did splits in 105 was because I was still like getting a feel for what to do at each point, and then the last time I did 105, which was my race with White Paws in the 305, I just felt comfortable enough to wing it. And it was also partly because I just wanted to do game splits because I knew the route for Crash 1 and Crash 2.
Yeah, aisle splits for 305 is overkill.
Yeah. I do game splits for like every like trifecta thing.
Mask routing is not as complicated as you think, Bill.
What I did is I just memorized how many masks were in each level, which I know from NIG, and then I just remembered that every time trial except for 2 of them, if they're platforming levels, have 3 masks in them.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's like Dynamite and
Toad Village.
Toad Village have 2.
Yeah.
And then Gone Tomorrow has 4.
Avert your gaze or you'll go crystal crazy!
Yo, Multi, thanks for the bits.
Gone Tomorrow 2 is fun, but I still choke it so much. I'll find a way to.
I love Gone Tomorrow too.
Find a way to die there like an idiot. Even though you're invincible for like 75% of it.
It's the most satisfying time trial, to be
It
honest.
is. Actually,
You just plow through fucking
I
everything.
did TTs on that level. It's really fun.
Yeah. I feel like in NST, I think the most satisfying time trial might be Tomb Waiter.
I like the future levels more in 105 than Nick. Still.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gone Tomorrow.
I'm thinking like in NST, just because like Tomb Waiter, there's a lot of neat mock tornadoes you can do off of the staircases.
I like Future Frenzy's bonus. It's pretty fun to do fast.
I like a lot of bonus rounds just because you can like, it's fun seeing bonus rounds get optimized.
Yeah, Crash 2 has the best. Crash 3 has some that are cool, but
Yeah, Crash 2 has such amazing bonus rounds. Some of them make me want to die, but they're also really good. Like, watching the pits bonus go right is actually really awesome.
yeah, I like Snowbiz, the huge ass entrance you do, where you
Oh, yeah.
do the extendo into the shaft and then get the magic hippo into the box.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, I really hate Future Frenzy and Nick. So I seem to always get bad lasers.
The only reason I like Future Frenzy and NIG is because I like the future levels in general. As an actual, like, running level, I don't care for it.
Yeah.
I just like the music.
Oh yeah, the music.
Like, the Future Frenzy theme is one of my favorite songs in the entire trilogy.
Yeah,
and just the entire series in
the
general.
good thing is about Future Frenzy 1 is you'll hear the full level.
Yeah.
So good.
Future Frenzy in 105, just because I'm not used to it, might be one of my least favorite levels on the run. But like, if I actually knew how to do it, I'd probably like it a lot.
Yeah, the backtracking gets you, but once you learn that backtracking area, it's pretty fun.
Yeah. I tend to like the difficult levels, just because they're a nice challenge, and when you get them down, it feels really satisfying.
Yeah.
So whenever everybody's like, oh man, fucking cold hard Crash, I'm like, I like this level.
Yeah, it's like that with Crash 1 Sense of Vista. If you get the God Cycle in that, it's really, really satisfying.
I was really scared that I was a fucking idiot and forgot to do Hog Ride, and then I remembered that I started with Hog Ride and didn't do Midnight Run. Because if I enter Warp 2 with no masks, I just go to Hog Ride and I save Midnight Run for last. Tomb Raider and Nig is fun. I think Tomb Raider in general is fun just because it's a challenging level, and like even though it's dumb, it's really fun to do like well.
Yeah.
Like even in NST, like Tomb Raider is probably my favorite level in Crash 3. That or Sphinxinator. Because they both like make the most use out of Mach Tornado. Them and Bug Light. But like Tomb Raider Mach Tornado feels so fucking good.
Sphinxinator is a pretty simple level at first, but there's actually some really, really hard strats you can go for that. I don't think people ever really will go for. You can skip the first moving platform. And I didn't even think it was possible on NTSC, but it is. There's no real reason not to learn Toontown 1 cycle.
I mean, unless you don't take the category seriously like me.
Yeah.
I never saw a point in learning it because of that.
Yeah.
I think the only one I tried to learn, aside from the free ones, was Boneyard, and I was only off of it about like 2 seconds.
Boneyard's really hard to get first time.
Yeah. Oh, actually, I got Area 51 and Rings of Power cycles as well.
Yeah, all the Warp 6 1 cycles are pretty easy to get down, but Ski Craze is just like waves, fuck you.
Oh, yeah.
Gaze or you'll go crystal crazy.
Thank you for the bits, Multi.
Now, when I come back to 105, which I'm dreading, I might try and actually do Toontown 1 cycle. I've gotten like a 112 or something. I have Bug Light down.
I don't know if I'll ever take original 105 seriously. I'll probably take like NST 105 seriously eventually, just because it's the deepest category in NST, probably.
Yeah, I want to see more of that personally. I'd be into watching that.
More good runs of it.
I think I've only seen Chris do it though.
Rip. I'm 2 seconds behind. Alright. Two seconds isn't that bad. .105 and NST is deep because of that wank spin. It's the wank spin and it's also the gate clip. Both add a lot to it. It's definitely the most technically demanding category in NST. Which I guess speaks both for it and the other categories not being that technically demanding. Wank Tornado. Fourth name for the strat. Wank Spin. Wank Tornado.
Wank Spin.
Still a better name than Obdueling.
Oh yeah.
I was so tilted when Dust was like, yeah, well, that's the official name, so you know. I was like, bitch, you don't even play this game.
Oh yeah, I'm Dust. I decide these things.
Literally, like, the top 3 runners in Crash 3 and Chris Marks all call it Mach Tornado. Even Bill calls it Mach Tornado.
How many times will it took me to get a better PB than Chris Marks on Crash 2? If all the time that I got a PB I just saved between 20 and 40 seconds.
What's your time?
With or
what's your time
without
loadless?
Loadless.
Loadless. Because I know his loadless time off the top of my head.
Loadless is 75:19. Just saved 20 seconds from my previous PBA and I'm still being on 8th place. Yay! I don't know how to feel about it.
Still got a bit of a ways to go. Have you watched my run?
A lot of times. More when I don't have anything to do on the university.
And yeah, Boom Fan, Abduling is the name that was originally given, or was originally suggested. It wasn't officially given, unlike what Dust says, just because the time trial guy found it, so we had to name it after him. But like, no, it doesn't even tell you what the hell the tech is. Deep trouble. Thing is that he actually wasn't bad at time trials. I don't know if he's relevant anymore, but I don't know if time trials are relevant anymore. Yo, Ghost, thanks for the sub.
Do you miss me as your sub?
Okay, we're never... I don't know, I haven't paid attention to my subs, to be honest. And we're never naming anything after Chris Marks unless it's like a really bad strat.
Well,
or unless like he steps up his game, which I don't expect to happen.
it looks like if you got a big amount of time since you have unsub from a channel, you lose your...
Yeah, after a month you have to resub.
I was joking about it because I have cancelled a subscription that I got to a channel and I have resubbed like 6 days later and I still keeping all the time that I have got sub of that channel. So I have to think that at this moment I will get the second month. Don't feel special, I just have sub to you because you have played NST on Japanese and have heard Tukoko say Sony-chan.
Fair enough.
If you don't get the 100%.
I'm not too worried about subs. It's just an extra $5 I can have, and honestly, I always forget to check whenever I get sub money. So, yeah. Sub's a nice bonus, but it's not a focus.
When you check it,
my
just
policy.
tell me to me because, as I have understand, it's supposed that with the subs you will get $2.50, but I just got $1.74 for every sub, and I don't know why.
I never bother checking how it actually works.
Well, since literally anybody is sub to my channel, I don't focus on that too.
And yeah, crash games aren't really that relevant.
Something that I still hating is
NST is probably the most relevant right now, just because new shiny toy. Which I'm not complaining about because I actually do enjoy the game, but kind of sucks to see the OG trilogy was not really that active.
NST is just relevant on Crash 1 since it's more easiest comparing it with the original release. It's time to get honest with it.
In Crash 1, NST is like really easy to pick up because the movement's so basic. It's just getting good at it is where it gets tough. That's why I think Crash 1 and NST is the most attractive one, easiest to pick up, and it's like, oh yeah, it's Crash 1, that's the hard one, so if I can do this, then I'm good. Not to shit on like the top NST1 runners, they actually put in time, but I'm thinking like the average mentality, I would believe that.
I still having problems on original Crash 1 game. If I can get any percent PVs because I lose all my lives on toxic waste.
Yeah, it's toxic waste. Are you doing...
Crash 1, like, I still assert that the original Crash 1 is difficult casually. Like, I don't care if it's like piss easy as a speed game, which it's also not, but you know.
I have tried on both ways, and casual is more hardest to complete.
It's like, I always see people overrate how difficult Crash 1 is. Like, you fucking speedrun Crash games, of course you're not gonna find it hard.
Yeah, obviously.
I don't find Crash 1 hard. I've also played it since I was 5 years old. Actually, even younger than that. I had to have been like 3 or 4.
Well, in my case, with the Crash games, talking about my childhood, it was different because I have got first Crash Bandicoot Warp and then Crash Bandicoot 2, and I haven't played a lot the first Crash one since I have lost the disc like 1 week later than I have got the game. But it doesn't.
I'm glad Hole.
But it doesn't.
I'm glad Holes actually makes sense in Road Crash.
Well, that really wasn't a matter because it was a backup copy, so I don't really give a fuck about it.
For me, it was 2, 1, 3. It was the order I played them. Although 1 was the first one that I beat 100%. It's like 2 was the first one I owned, 3 was the first one I beat any percent, and 1 was the first one I beat 100%.
Generally, Crash 2 was the first Crash game that I have finished it on any percent when I was a kid. Then years later, I have finished it on 100%, and I still having a 103% on Crash Bandicoot Warp. I'm too lazy to get some gold or platinum relics on the game, so I have stopped playing it. I need to.
The thing is that I feel like in Crash 2, even like casually any percent, it could pose a decent challenge. Not as hard as 1, but still like challenging. Crash 3, like casually any percent, is honestly kind of piss easy.
Oh yeah, like I beat Crash 3 several times when I was like super young.
The races were the hardest part.
Yeah.
Because you had to actually know how to
I
drive.
don't know how I beat Road Crash like with no problem as a kid.
Dude, I was stuck on Road Crash for so long. Although, funnily enough, there was one part of Crash 3 that my sister and I had to get my uncle to do, and it wasn't Road Crash.
If I remember,
we had to get him to do Dingo Dial for us.
Casual Dingo Dial is kind of weird.
It's actually kind of hard if you're not used to it.
Yeah, because like the things he shoots in the air, like they outrun you at some point.
Yeah.
Well, in my case, when I have played Crash 3 for the first time casually when I was a kid, engine got me a big amount of problems. And if I remember correctly, also my first round, it took me a big amount of time to complete Road Crash at the first attempt. Actually,
dude, Road Crash was hard as shit.
Well, I think that
Road Crash is still hard as shit.
On my 15 and 41 seconds PB, I have finished Road Crash at the first attempt for the first time on all my freaking life. And
that actually is pretty embarrassing, Boom Fan. Beat all of Crash 2 as a kid and had to get his dad to beat Cortex for him.
Well, something like that happened to me on Crash Nitro Kart when I was a teenager too. But in that case, to beat Terra, my little brother had race versus him.
Okay, but Nitro Kart actually controls like ass, so...
But it was more curious.
Yeah. I think with Crash 2, it was like my sister and I had already beaten Crash 3, so we were surprised that Cortex was the boss in Crash 2 for some godforsaken reason. We're like, oh, it's Cortex again.
I still thinking that
and then
Engine is a better boss.
No, we watched the intro.
Cortex. Cortex is more
oh,
like
yeah.
a meme.
I remember Engine in Crash 2 being hard as a kid.
I remember it not making sense.
Oh, yeah, you just almost come
out. Oh, guess I don't need that checkpoint.
Legend says that if you're on a good pace and you forgot a checkpoint on NSA Crash 3, just if you are not Roach or you are not playing on a PS4 Pro, you're gonna die soon. And all your PV.
I mean, I intentionally skip a lot of checkpoints. That's not one of them. I'm gonna skip the checkpoint up here at the last checkpoint in the level.
That's good. On my case, I try to catch every checkpoint that I can.
I skip every checkpoint in Tell No Tales.
There are some levels that I skip it because I suck a lot at Crash 3. I don't like to run it. I prefer it more to play it casually. That's the reason why I'm not gonna try a Honda 5 run. The only day that I will try is just if I really hate myself or something like that.
I really don't care for OG Crash 3 runs, which is why I'm not worried about making my NIG run better, and I don't really care about taking 105 seriously, but I do really like the NST Crash 3.
You have a pretty good NIG time anyway.
Massive Crash.
Yeah, 40 sub 50 was my goal in NIG, and I don't really care about making it better. I cared for a little bit because it was a 48 or like 47 pace before I messed up Mad Bombers, but eventually I was like, why do I give a shit? And then I realized I don't.
I'm really considering to get first an American PS2 instead of the PS TV. If I got the
Mm.
American PS2, maybe when I got a sub 48
I'm gonna mute
on
for a
I
bit.
am
My time is up, but yours soon will be too.
Alright, I'm back. Am I back?
Yeah, you're back.
Okay, good. I was like, where is everybody? Yeah. Entropy still scares the piss out of me sometimes, so I wanted to focus.
It's hard to make
I
that.
really didn't want to lose the run there. Like, I haven't been messing it up recently, but I didn't want to risk it. Yeah.
It's super boom fanning your chat. Eee.
Yeah, but he's been here before.
Yeah. Also, apparently Insomniac changed their logo today.
Today. Alright.
It's hard to make that skips on versus trophy on NST.
It's not really hard once you get a feel for it. It's just that I had taken such a long break from Crash 3 that I'd forgotten how to do it, so I was messing it up a lot. But I've gotten a feel for it again. God fucking damn it! Stupid cannonballs.
Lol.
This level shit. It's okay, I'm not really good at the Sphinxinator invincibility anyway.
I think that maybe I will gonna try it because all the time that I have tried to make that skips, I don't know why, but I die and then I need to take out of the level and re-enter to it because trophy got invincible and invisible.
Oh, Chris died to the first seagull today. I thought that was kind of funny.
Well, since
I was like,
now,
why are you even near that box? But actually, in 90%, you should never be near a seagull box.
now Mexico is from first world because now Amazon Prime it's available here.
True status.
I think that I'm gonna use my Prime subs just to get subs to your channel because I don't have many money to still paying a lot of subs.
That's fair.
And I don't know why it's still.
I still need to use my
channel.
Prime sub.
Jumpy Luff. Eee.
What? I didn't even... Okay, sure. Godlike piece of shit. I hate boats.
It's a speedrunning fail. It's time to restart the game. Riko fail
Just
it.
gonna-
Just restart it.
What the fuck is
No, not yet.
I don't know.
Normally I'd be mad, but that was pretty
Yeah,
good.
it was.
I respect the play on words.
Sometimes I like to say some random shit, and I don't know why.
And that was some pretty good freestyle.
I think everyone just likes to say random shit.
And it's curious because I feel that I suck a lot if I try to improve something on English.
Could have dodged left much better. Yeah, probably. I'm historically bad at vehicle levels, which is probably where most of my time is lost.
So can we expect the CTR remaster?
I know that feel, bro.
I could just get bye blimps out of the way, but I want a wank spin. So
Also, guys, win a Crash Bash race.
Never. I raced Rebag in Crash Bash 80% a long time ago, and it was hell.
Let's run it.
I raced White Paws once, and I don't ever want to
200%.
play that game again.
And beat it 200%. I got like 194%, and I was just like, no, this game.
Oh wow, I fucked it up.
I really don't know why, but I love to
When is
say
winter?
that shit about the bash race when Tev is here. I love his reaction.
Yeah.
Just
I mean, that's my reaction with Crash Boom Bang. So
Oh, boom bang. That I'm never even gonna
Who
play.
plays Boom Bang?
don't. I did it once just to see how bad it was. It exceeded my expectations. It was worse than I imagined.
I don't know why, but I have downloaded that game to
My
a flashcard that I got for my to use on my 3DS with DS games. And I have stopped to play that
The
shit.
game's actually the biggest turd I've ever played.
no, but my
And the
offer for a
I
360.
think that the only reason that NST doesn't suck a lot, it's because it wasn't developed by Activision. Because if they...
I mean, Activision never developed any Crash games. They got the license after Mind Over Mutant.
Dear Sony and dear Naughty Dog, literally you have all the fucking money from the video games community, and I don't know why you don't wanna buy again the Crash Bandicoot N,
Well, one is Activision won't sell
a
it.
new game, and Activision just like to kill everything.
I mean, I don't really think Naughty Dog would do an amazing job with Crash if they got it back, just because it's not their style anymore.
Yeah, exactly. They haven't done platform.
I still personally assert that Vicarious Visions was the best choice.
If anything, let's PlayStation.
It was like them or Traveler's Tales Oxford Studio, which doesn't fucking exist anymore. So well,
Traveler
like
Tales
I
doesn't
think
exist
I
anymore?
think
Or the new one.
Traveler's Tales exists, but the Oxford Studio that made Twin Sanity doesn't
Yeah, they're
exist.
not even called Travelers Tales anymore. They're just called TT Games.
It's the same.
I mean,
It's
I mean, I guess TT could have done a decent job just because Twalk, despite not being that great, was still like kind of faithful,
Yeah.
pretty faithful. Like they could have done. It was like it had to be TT or VV.
It's the same if I haven't played Twin Sanity.
No,
Played Twin Sanity.
I recommend it, but it's not like, oh my god, you haven't played Twin Sanity or anything like that.
Just if my modded PS2 works,
Play
I
for
will
the-
download Twin Sanity to play it. But in Mexico, it's a little bit hard and expensive to get Crash games. PS1 games are expensive, and the PS2, Xbox, and GameCube are not easy to find here.
So basically, gaming is just really expensive.
Well, the only way that I can play that 6th-gen Crash games is having a PS2 with a mod chip or a soft-modded Xbox. I haven't played Twin Sanity because it hasn't been released on GameCube, so I can't download it for my Wii.
Yeah, it's never been released on game.
Oh yeah, it was never on game.
I think it was planned for GameCube, but that went
It
nowhere.
was
You know
console.
that T-Walk was meant to be on the Dreamcast?
Wouldn't surprise me.
Same.
Chocolate's
Also,
released
Riko,
on- This was a little while after its original PS2 release.
when you have played for the first time NST, have you felt that it was more like the World of Cortex HD version? Because I have
No.
feel that.
No.
No, I always thought it was better.
Yeah.
Well, I really got mad with NST when I have played it the first time. I have tried on the Spanish.
I can guarantee you though, nobody's been as mad at NST as Pete.
Well, I think that the people
Why?
who most got mad with NST was the Latin American community, because I have checked along videos or along from streams from Latin American people, and they, as me, has switched their console language to English because the Spain voice cast it's super awful.
I don't know. You should see some of the shit Pete says about NST.
I've seen it.
He treats it like every time there's some minor inconvenience with NST, he treats the game like it's fucking Satan or something. Or if it's like Bubsy 3D.
He's just
Oopsie.
butthurt.
That remembers me that I will play Bobsy 3D one of these days and I will stream it.
But will you play
Pete just seems like a crotchety old man sometimes.
Well, I'm trying to make a something like a PS Mania or PS
Alright, I don't feel like
Challenge.
losing my run, so I'm just gonna bitch this out. matter because invincibility is going to reset this cycle anyway. Actually, probably don't even lose time because I have to wait on this water anyway. So I don't even know why I go for dank TNT strats.
Because dank. Okay, I'm just trying to think if there's any way to reduce the animation when you get the invisibility.
Like make it shorter? Probably not.
I thought maybe if we were like over a box or something.
No, probably not.
More box than NST has? Is that possible?
No.
Because I have a lot of clips from many glitches that I have
Fucking god, I would keep fucking that
I've
one
got
up.
when I have to play NST for the first time. It's a very broken game.
I mean,
I think that makes it better.
yeah. And besides, like, the glitches that probably assume you literally need to purposely try to make them happen.
Yeah.
Well,
Casually, I didn't really find the game that broken.
depending of the kind of glitches, because fortunately on Crash 2, on the first day I was playing, I have found a cool glitch on polar levels which saves you about dying. So that was nice. But in other ways, there are other glitches that I fucking hate about the game.
It does have its share of glitches that piss me off. Ice physics in general don't really piss me off anymore. Ice physics in bear levels piss me off.
Yeah, and to be honest, like, there is this one glitch. It's the glitch that we're can't get the record. You know, so that's
The what?
That's a bad glitch.
The percentage being jacked up in Crash 1 because of Stormy Ascent annoys the shit out of me. The Great Hall glitch where colored gems count as clear gems is dumb.
Oh, that's actually a
But-
thing in OG as well.
It
Yeah,
is?
you can beat the Great Hall without ever having collected the orange gem or the green gem, because you can skip those revisits. I don't know if that's the same
It's
thing.
not
Oh,
that in
it's something
NST
But if
for
you
whatever
don't-
reason.
If you don't
It's
got-
supposed. Hold on. In NST, it says in the hint for Great Hall that you have to come back with every clear gem, but color gems count for gem platforms. So, like, if you get the Lost City green gem, one gem will show up in the Great Hall,
Oh.
which is silly. So you can beat the game without getting 6 gems. Like, you can get 20 out of 26 and beat the Great Hall.
Yeah, gotta check if they have Hondo.
Yeah.
I do that for Hondo in case someone tries to beat it without the green gem.
So basically,
Mhm.
it's just like, you know, 100% ending without all gems.
Yeah. That was why the original, like, miscellaneous category was secret ending, and then nobody liked it, and then all this shit with Stormy Ascent happened, so we said, you know what, fuck percent in Crash 1. I don't even know why the max completion is called 105, because it's misleading. I didn't want it to be named that, but that's what won the
Yeah,
vote.
'cause, like, in 105, you don't have to get the Stormy Ascent relic.
Yeah, but we require it. I think either full completion or RGB, all relics, gems, bosses, with a better
Or
name.
just call it AI, all items.
All items would be good also.
Well, then again, you would have to say all items, both relic.
Aftershock, yay! And I'm too lazy to get out of my home again.
Nice.
Be safe.
Really, this shit sucks because since the earthquake that I have got on September 7th, the aftershocks hasn't stopped. And today it was another earthquake, but fortunately when I live, I haven't feel it. But there are some people that say that they have feel it so strong, but in my case, I haven't feel it so.
You know,
Sorry.
if you wanna get used to earthquakes, I'd recommend going into the Ring of Fire.
Oh, that's better.
Well, on my hometown.
Oh, okay, I'm ahead now. Cool.
It's a sound that literally all days we have earthquakes, so in some way I'm
Crash
used
NST won fucking everything. I like that name, Bill. This is the full completion category for NST. Crash 1 NST is just fucking everything.
Sort of reminds me the under the rules for Lego Star Wars Complete Saga 100%. One of the rules is literally you must hate yourself to submit.
I kind of want to just, as a meme, go into a full trilogy 312% and change the category rules to why are you doing this?
When the NS3 Crash 3 Honda 5% run, Riko.
Huh? When is 105?
Never.
My answer literally hasn't changed since the last time someone asked me, which was probably a few days ago.
When's 312?
Clean,
Lol.
I'm sure about
That's
it.
a hot meme.
I am the only one who is asking that all.
I've had other people ask me, I'm pretty sure.
But I'm
I feel like somebody else has asked me. Still, my answer hasn't changed, is when I'm done with everything else.
Or when are you gonna
Or at least satisfied with everything else.
To be officially an NST guy.
Honestly, I might move 105 a little further ahead just because, like, I started doing Crash 1 any percent because I felt like people weren't pushing it hard, and then Cam and Depp both started pushing it hard, so I left that to them. Crash 3 was already being pushed by Roach, and then J-Hobbs joined it. Crash 2 any percent, like, none of the Crash 2 stuff is really being pushed hard, which is why I'm going on that, but once I'm satisfied with that, I might just move to 105.
Crash 1 80% is being pushed hard by me.
Yeah, but you're not
Just
uploading
waiting
anything.
into
Yeah,
that. I'm just waiting to that miracle moment when a specific Crash 3 runner who holds a world record and is not from Brazil try to do a Honda 5 on NSC Crash 3. I'm waiting to that.
I had a
freaking
panic
moment.
attack and was like trying to figure out why my timer wasn't moving, and then I remembered loadless timer. I was like, what the fuck?
Meme.
Oh yeah.
That used to happen.
How am I not getting hit there? Like, fuck.
To all the dear people who is watching speedrun, now this is the special moment when the speedrunner try to focus and also try to don't hear any kind of shit that one stupid guy who is talking at this moment is saying on BC. So see how he is focused on the game, trying to get a new PB.
Imagine getting a PB. That's not.
I might actually quit out of VC just so I can focus, to be honest.
Imagine to get a world record.
I don't think I'm gonna get that.
When
I just want a
Roach
49.
is still on screen.
I can move you if you want.
Yeah, just move me to Cardin's Ledge.
Okay.
Trojans.
And also kick anybody who joins it. Alright, I think I got moved. Yeah. I'll just do that. That way, even if anybody joins it. Finally have invincibility and gone tomorrow, hopefully. I need a 36-second best split to 49. That doesn't seem right. Also, this best split is probably bad, to be honest. I'm pretty sure this best split is terrible. In terms of loadless, I am currently 20 seconds ahead as of Warp 4, so I would not listen to this best seg. Flaming ass.
Crash.
Fuck. I'm closing chat too. Oh my god, I'm dumb! I hit it too late. That's a couple seconds lost. This might not. I'm starting to feel like this won't be 49. This is probably going to be a 50. What the fuck? Good meme. Yeah, this is probably not going to be a 50. Or this is not going to be a 49. Probably be a 50. I doubt I can do Cortex in 2 minutes. Probably mid to low 50. That's really fucking good. Yeah, this is not going to be a 49. No way in hell. Okay. We're at 49. That was terrifying.
Avert your gaze or you'll go crystal crazy!
Oh, that's nice. Still a PB.
This is not fair.
Thank you again for the bits.
Maybe I should retire to a nice big beach with a nice big drink. And a
Not what I wanted it to be, but whatever.
big bags of ice for my
It's a 103.
It's not over, Bandicoot. There are still the tens. We still have a chance to triumph.
There's still got a lot of room to do stuff. Alright, I can rejoin the VC now.
Really awful to do.
I also
Bleh.
have a
GG.
Yeah,
GG
thank you.
Riko.
I still want the 49 though.
Did Orange Asphalt kill it, or were you?
No. I think it's stuff earlier in the run.
Oh, at least now you have split.
Mad Bombers might have done it. I don't think I died anywhere. Warp 4 was weak, even though I saved a shit ton of time in it.
Now it's time that you try to.
I only got one invincibility in Warp 4 and they're all important.
It was good.
Yeah. I'll take it.
Also, let's say hi to the speedrun.com community, because this run will be published there
Hello.
instantly. Hello. when somebody finishes
Hold on.
one. I need to stop to say.
I'm
this
still
kind of-
like a minute and a half behind Roach and J Hobbs though, at least. That's what was this loadless? 5024.
And with loads, one or three.
No, I'm trying to yeah.
Not
Not
bad.
loadless. Yeah, it's not what I want it to be, but it's whatever. Yeah, I'm a minute 41 behind J Hobbs.
He will continue being a top 3 runner on NSC Crash 3 any percent.
Yeah, but the gap between second and third is really big right now. It's like Crash 2, just not on as big of a scale, because Chris is like stupid far behind.
That's something cool. At last, your new PB keeps you on 3rd place. All my PBs on NSC Crash 2 any continue makes me being on 8th place. And I fucking hate that.
Well, now that Riko's run has ended, I'm gonna try and go to sleep.
Yeah, I'm gonna host somebody.
Alright,
I'm
I'll see you
gonna
guys later.
sleep to see you guys.
See you.
Remember to put some sugar on your pillows to have sweet dreams.
Alright,
See you.
see you guys. Alright, I'll probably send you guys over to Lucas. He's doing Rugrats. He's trying to find Reptar. Alright. Could I possibly avoid the ramp we avoid in OG Road Crash? I'm not sure. I think a lot of the avoiding stuff doesn't work in NST, but I haven't looked into it. There's definitely a lot of time that I can save in many places. The vehicles would be the first places I check because I am historically bad at those. So, yeah. Alright, well, I'll probably be back tomorrow. I don't know if I'll do this or if I'll do something else. Like, I still want the 49 just because it'll look better for GDQ, but also... if all boost pads are the same. I don't know, I can't think about it right now, to be honest. I'll look into it. I think it would be good to have like all the people with sub 50s doing the GDQ race, but hopefully, I don't know. I'm kind of getting burned on Crash 3, but I still want to get this 49. I'm only like 30 seconds off of it, so we'll see. Anyway, I gotta go. I'll send you guys over to Lucas, and you can watch him search for Reptar. Keck. Alright. Thanks for watching, guys.